Another fugly E3 2015 discussion. This time we're joined with Josh and algorefan4. So it's nice having you guys back.
Hello.
Josh for the first time.
I was gonna say,
Yep.
it's still crashing. No, that's good.
It's about time I reared my ugly head around this site again.
Yep. Oh, man. So we got less than 3 weeks in its E3. Can you guys believe that?
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, one thing I heard today, I'll see if I can screen share. I'm going to try and find the page. It was on My Nintendo News. Yeah, I'll just pull up the article now. And you both have seen my E3 predictions video, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, today there was this article. Let's see, screen share. I'm going to turn on the screen share, put on that, share.
Okay.
And
So after my third crash of the evening.
yeah. Okay, so here's the screen share. Is Animal Crossing for Wii U coming soon? My, look at that. Who called that? Right on the money there. So, I mean, this isn't like a guarantee that we're going to see Animal Crossing at E3, but I've been making educated guesses for my predictions, and right there, Animal Crossing for Wii U. The reason why I predicted Animal Crossing is for a number of reasons. We had that Plaza app that took all the Animal Crossing characters and made them HD. It looked really cool. And they're doing this new amiibo thing where it's not like actual figures but cards, and it's Animal Crossing only right now. So there's that. And way before, I found this list of all the projects that Nintendo developers are working on, and the team that makes Animal Crossing is doing something. So we believe that Animal Crossing is going to be on Wii U, and we will see it at E3 in a couple weeks.
Oh, that'll be neat.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I didn't really get to elaborate on it a whole lot in my video, but just the architecture and the online capabilities of the Wii U, how they're much stronger than the Wii, much stronger than the 3DS. Imagine what can be done with this, and with Miiverse integration.
Yeah, that will be interesting, especially you can figure that out.
I mean, Animal Crossing is a social game. It's like it would explode Facebook if it was made as a Facebook game. So what I'm wondering is, could this game give a significant boost to Wii U sales? Because we know in Japan Animal Crossing is huge because it's a social game, and even in the United States it's pretty huge. Oh, well, yeah, you're right. It's probably not going to be it's not going to change the fortune of the Wii U, but it'll give it that kind of slight boost for a couple months, at least hopefully.
Just the only
Steam doesn't. Oh, sorry.
Just the only thing is, this is at least my feelings, because I hate social games, and I don't really imagine playing a social game on a console. I know it worked on GameCube because that's, if I remember correctly, where it started. But it seems like it really
Actually,
shines.
technically, there was one on the N64 in Japan, but ours was the GameCube. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, thank you.
But it seems that where it really shines is handheld, because I think it's easier to be social on handheld, whereas when I play console, I do it to not be social. But of course, that's just me.
Oh no, I don't think you're the only one on that, and you're exactly right. I think it's a lot easier on a handheld to be social, or have social games, excuse me. At anime conventions or video game conventions, everyone has a 3DS, and the number one games played there is Animal Crossing. The top three, I think, are Pokemon, Smash Bros, and Animal Crossing.
Well, probably Smash Bros now, but yeah.
Yeah, those are the top three that you'll find at a 3DS at anime and gaming conventions. But I mean, didn't City Folk do pretty well on Wii?
I think
it did pretty well, and that might be because it had Wii Speak bundled with it. But I don't know. Animal Crossing is a pretty powerful IP. What I think it'll do is, hold on, I'll try to pull up the other screen.
What other game really supported that but that, and Monster Quest, Dragon Quest, whatever.
Or Monster Hunter.
Monster
Hunter supported Final Fantasy, Crystal Chronicles.
Oh, I didn't know Chronicles then.
Not the Crystal Bears. It was the other one. It was like Echoes of Time, I think it's called.
Oh, I didn't know
yeah.
that done. Boy, egg on my face.
Well, I'm trying to think. It was used in several different games. And you could also, like, you didn't even need it for games. Like, there's this app on the Wii, and you could communicate with friends and send them messages with friends like that.
Right, it was like We Speak or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but all that's shut down now, so.
We Speak. I think on Josh's video channel, there was a video made with the We Speak app.
Yes, we do. We had a video on AGA IIGTG Productions. Go subscribe now.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Gonna get a little banner going here.
Let's see if it's presented. Okay, here we go. What I'm showing right now is the current global hardware totals for all the systems. And as you can see, we use at 9.7 million. Now, what Animal Crossing might be able to do is when it comes out, if it hasn't been over the 10 million mark yet, it will definitely push it over that 10 million unit mark. It might even have it, since 9.7 is like so close to 10 already, Animal Crossing may get it close to 11 million units. Which means that it will only be 1 million units behind the Xbox One.
Oh, ow.
Yeah, so, and that's just one game. There was a couple others that I predicted. Now, the game that I really want to see is Metroid announced.
That would be cool.
We need to have a Metroid.
Yeah, especially because I kind of wish I could play like Metroid Prime with the Pro Controller, because I love the Pro Controller. I think it's probably Nintendo's best controller.
Oh, I haven't fiddled with the Pro Controller, so I can't really input on this one.
It's
Interesting.
It's basically just like an Xbox 360 controller, but with the buttons and touchpad on the right reversed.
Yeah, it's like an inverted Xbox controller. Well, actually, I think Xbox controller's design is called inverted. So this is like standard, and then Xbox is called inverted.
Yeah.
I don't know if Xbox has a patent on it where Nintendo can't invert, but I don't know. I don't mind it. I like the Pro Controller. I think it's fun to use. It's good for like Monster Hunter. That's what I use it for mainly. And that's why I use the classic controller on the Wii version of Monster Hunters. I use the classic controller Pro.
Yeah.
That actually also works for the Wii U too, so.
Yep, that's right. Just gotta sync it. I think we talked about that in the last discussion.
Right. Well, I was just saying because Josh wasn't here, so.
Right.
Homestuck. Huh.
Did you guys hear that Square Enix? I mean, originally they were gonna have their showcase be at the same time as Nintendo's, and there's gonna be competition. Then Square Enix is like, wait, let's move ours back an hour. That way they're not competing with Nintendo viewers.
That'll be good.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder, are we getting a Square Enix game? Like, what do you guys think about that?
Kingdom Hearts 3 for Wii U.
That's what people are thinking, or at least 3DS, or having like a handheld version of that for 3DS. I was gonna say,
weren't people ticked, and yeah, I know, Nightly, I don't really care. Weren't people ticked that the 3DS one wasn't Kingdom Hearts 3?
Kinda. I think it's because people are so hungry for Kingdom Hearts 3. But the thing about Kingdom Hearts 3 is, alright, it's made by Tetsuya Nomura, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm saying that correctly. He's currently working on Final Fantasy 15. If you guys remember, Final Fantasy 15, that name used to be Final Fantasy Versus 13. And that game has been in development since around 2007, wasn't it? Like, right, like, one of the first years that the PS3 was around that they started making that game, because that was being made around the time of the original Final Fantasy 13 game. And so it's been in like this development hell for a long time. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a while before we get Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Well, when was Kingdom Hearts 2 released? It's been a while, hasn't it?
2004.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's been...
So it's been 11 years?
Think of it this way, we were in school still when high school when that first game was released, so...
Yeah, the first game came out in 2002.
Game, rather. Not the first game, I know what I meant to say and I didn't say it right.
Yeah.
It sounded right in my head. Wait, Minecraft's selling well in Japan? Huh.
That kind of doesn't surprise me.
The PSV version, I can't speak.
Did you hear that they're going to be making a Minecraft like story game, but Telltale Games is making it?
Yeah, because I know Microsoft now owns the rights to.
Yeah.
No, someone else says. I don't think it's. Is it Microsoft?
Yeah,
It
it's
is
Microsoft. They
Microsoft.
bought it out, and now Notch is a rich bastard.
Yeah.
A rich bastard. Go figure. Yeah,
I think they want to make a movie too.
Minecraft.
So we're getting like a story-focused Minecraft game, and I think we're also getting a movie.
Curious as how did that all work?
It's gonna be the most boring movie alive.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be aimed towards kids, and it's gonna
be like playing
well.
Minecraft. You're gonna be bored to tears for the first 3 hours.
It's gonna be a 11-year-old kid punching trees for 3 hours.
But it'll still do extremely well at theaters.
The sad thing is, it probably will.
Yeah, I mean anything with Minecraft is just that name on it's gonna sell well. I mean, I think it's the best-selling game of all time.
Probably.
Well, probably one of them, but not like. Well, it might be. I don't even know anymore.
I know it was Wii Sports for a while. Then actually, Super Mario Brothers on the NES was the greatest selling game of all time for the longest time. But
I don't know why you want to play Minecraft on a console, because like, it was designed for PC.
Right.
But maybe I'm the crazy one, so.
No, I see where you're coming from, and it's definitely like a click kind of game. So yeah, I get that. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Kind of going back to what we were talking about before.
You're back on topic again.
Yeah, it kind of happens. Do you think we'll see Kingdom Hearts 3 announced for Wii U? Like, that would be crazy.
I don't think so, but it sounds like it's probably just going to be PS4 and Xbox One. I know when they teased it, I think they were just saying Xbox One, but I don't think it's going to be across the board. In fact, I'd be on Steam before it goes on Wii U.
Yeah, possibly. One thing that's been kind of being discussed amongst the development community is, well, how about we wait for NX and just put everything on NX? Like, it seems like there's actually quite a bit of hope for NX. I don't know if you guys heard about Project Cars, the Wii U edition. Basically, they're having issues running at 720p at 30 frames per second, and the developer's having a hard time with it. They're like, well, we're going to wait and see at this year's E3 if they're going to announce NX, and if they announce NX, we are definitely putting it on NX instead of Wii U.
Well, that could also be a bad thing, though, because I don't want too many developers looking ahead to NX to the point where now they're just ignoring Wii U. So then Wii U is just going to go up. We'll have to wait until NX comes out before we'll get any new good games.
Well, I'm sure Nintendo's still going to support it.
Well, yeah, but
But the rumor is that Zelda Wii U is going to go to NX.
Yeah, I was about ready to say that, so you just basically said what I was going to say, so we're good.
Like, do you remember when the Wii launched, we got Twilight Princess as a launch title?
Yeah.
It was originally developed for GameCube, but it was just so late into the GameCube's life cycle and development took so long on it. They're like, well, we'll just make it a Wii launch title and put it out on GameCube as well. That's what people are thinking is going to happen with NX, that they're just going to make it a NX possibly launch title and maybe couple it with a Wii U version as well.
Yeah.
How would you feel about that?
Well, hopefully it'll come out in Wii U so I can actually play the damn thing.
Yeah, would you feel kind of like snubbed if they did that, though? Because the GameCube, they had a dedicated Zelda GameCube game. That was Wind Waker, and then Twilight Princess came next. So they were actually going to have two, but of course it went to Wii, and then even Wii, they had their own dedicated Zelda game, which is Skyward Sword. So, but the Wii U, we don't have our own dedicated Zelda game that's exclusively on this console, unless they try to argue Hyrule Warriors, which, no, don't do that.
Hyrule Warriors technically doesn't really count as an yes, an EVGN game. I know what I meant to say. I meant to say Zelda game.
Yeah, I don't think it's canon at all. Hyrule Warriors shouldn't be canon. I don't think it is.
I know what this thing say, and I didn't say it right, so.
So I really hope that they don't delay it. But here's the thing: they have these really interesting ideas that what they can do with the next Zelda game. It's going to be this huge, open, massive world. Someone like kind of ran a test on how big this game could actually be, and I guess it's just tremendous at the size and scope of it. I'm wondering if they want that NX hardware to really push this idea.
That's where I think. That's where I think they'd flourish, because I guess if they released it on both, you'd probably have like a watered down version on the Wii U.
Yeah, and they won't be able to really, and that might hold the game back. Like there was this thing happening with PC games for a while called console parity.
Yeah.
And that really held back like the PC versions of it. And I just don't want the Wii U edition to hold back what a true Zelda game could be on NX. But I also don't want it to go on NX because I want Wii U to have its own Zelda game.
Exactly, because the thing is, if they released it on both Wii U and NX, then, if you can safely assume that Wii U is going to be dramatically watered down, then what's the point in getting the Wii U? Just go out, buy an NX, and then get it on there, and put your Wii U in the closet.
Right. After E3, because I'm actually going to wait and see if they announce anything NX related at this year's E3. I hope they don't.
They better.
But in case they do, I want to hold off on the rumored Fusion specs, because I've actually looked at them for quite a bit, and I'm really excited at what a Fusion could be, because I've really put a lot of thought into it now, and I'm excited about it. And I went through the specs list, and it really has me excited. But here's what I'm thinking. All right, so the 3DS launched in March of 2011, right? Or spring of 2011, right?
About, yeah.
Next spring will be its 5-year anniversary. That means that it's had a full console cycle, right?
Yeah.
Or just system cycle. Yeah, for handheld. That means that they could actually announce just a handheld and get away with it at this C3. I would actually allow them to get away with that. Like, would you guys be okay with them announcing a new handheld that's the follow-up to 3DS?
I would be okay with it, but I don't think they're going to do it because they just introduced the, what is that thing? 2DS. And
and then right after 2DS, they announced new Nintendo 3DS right after that.
Right, and I know they've been pushing, because again, I'm not going to say I watch Cartoon Network a lot, but they've been making a real push for kids to buy that for over the summer. Like, I saw an ad that was basically, encouraging, and I don't think they're going to want to risk alienating that audience.
Right. I mean, with handhelds, you could do that, though. You can release a new model of it every year, release the new generation, and everyone will still forgive you, because handhelds have...
Well, yeah, but handhelds aren't really held up to I mean, I don't want to...
They're not held up to the same standards as consoles, yeah.
I mean, if they were releasing a new console, I'd probably be like, yeah, no.
But here's my thoughts on if they don't do that. Say if they don't announce a new handheld, then I think there's some merit to this Fusion rumor, because then they're going to want to announce the console and the handheld at the same time, and that will be next year's E3.
I really don't see, unless they plan to surprise people, which people won't be surprised because people who would be watching E3 probably have already heard the rumors and the mention of NX. So when they mention that, like, it'll be hard for them to mention the handheld without the terminal. And if they mention the terminal, that's basically them going to say, yeah, forget about that Wii U. We're working on something else. Just hold on. And that will be good.
I think they're trying, you would be blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Just keep talking, guys.
Yeah, but if they do announce it at this year's E3, I don't think it's going to be a Fusion DS. It's going to be something completely different, and it won't be this Fusion idea. So NX will not be a Fusion terminal in Fusion DS if a handheld is announced at this year's E3. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So who knows what they could do with this next handheld? Like, I know, like, before the 3DS was ever announced, stereoscopic cameras were, or stereooptic cameras were just coming out in Japan, and they were able to produce 3D pictures.
Yeah.
That was extremely elementary technology. Then Nintendo was like, all right, we're jumping on that. Boom, 3DS. And you could kind of watch that trend. Then, like, 3D movies were getting really popular again. It just seemed like 3D was the trend at the time.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what trend in technology Nintendo's going to try to pick up on now. Because remember when tablets were super popular? That's why they put the Wii U tablet system.
I would like to say tablets are probably still popular because, I mean...
Yeah, they're still, but Nintendo just didn't make something that could compete as a tablet.
They made something that's neither a controller nor a tablet.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Because a tablet is kind of like this more convenient laptop.
Let's say it doesn't need to have like a system attached to it. Like
right, it's the bridge between smartphone and laptop. That's what a tablet is to me.
And usually they're sleek and rely completely on touch input, whereas the Wii U, of course, since it also is a controller, my beef with it, like it always reminds me of like those leapfrog things that like little kids would play with.
Yeah, it does kind of look like that. So, what do you guys think? Should Nintendo announce any kind of new hardware at this year's E3? And how would you feel about it if they do?
I would probably be very disappointed, but...
I do not want to hear anything about new hardware, especially NX. I don't want to hear even any allusions to it.
God.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I want to see what they can do with Wii U. Like, the Wii U is not dead yet. Give us 2 more years out of it, and that's all I ask for. Just get that baby through to November 2017.
Exactly, because I've only had that damn thing. I haven't even had that damn thing for a year yet.
Right. By the way, I'm going to kind of get off topic. Splatoon came out today.
Yeah.
And fantastic game.
Yeah, I haven't played it, so I can't really say anything.
They had a tech demo. I didn't participate in the tech demo. They had like a global test fire.
Yeah.
So I didn't participate in that. So like everyone on there's like already has like so much experience and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, everyone knows how to play this.
Yeah, I'm kind
I'm just starting
of
out.
Wind Waker still, so I kind of want to wait till I finish that off.
Yeah, but like Splatoon, it's a fresh new IP, and it really plays to the Wii U strengths, and they need to give us games like that.
Right,
fresh new experiences that no one else is offering.
Right. Did you read that article I sent you from?
Yeah, I can screen share it real quick.
How it's because it's just a new IP that they could use now. Because I mean that's probably what's going to sink it too. That it's not really a recognized Nintendo brand. Because I mean you don't really associate Nintendo with shooters, so.
Right. It's a big risk that they're taking on it, but luckily they have advertised it quite a bit.
I know. I was shocked. Like I was watching when I was home with my parents. I can't remember what movie, but it was in a more
adult movie.
Yeah, adult, mature, not kiddish, basically. And I was shocked to see Splatoon advertised on there.
You say adult movie, people probably think like porn movie. So.
Yeah, it's not porn. I'm trying to think like not something children would not.
A mature movie. Yeah.
Some PG-13. Children wouldn't be interested in it.
Yeah. Like it says that it gave Nintendo the courage to approach new genres. It puts a new twist on an established genre. Gives shooters a kid-friendly alternative. It has Nintendo working with fresh settings.
Right. Well, it wasn't really an article. It was more of a
kind of a list of what all it did. It has Nintendo still trying to experiment with online gaming, which is good. and it still shows the importance of single-player games. So yeah, Splatoon achieved all that. I am actually very impressed with Splatoon. I think it's terrific, and it's exactly what the Wii U needed.
The only thing is those characters scare the hell out of me.
Yeah, they're a little scary, but I was so tempted. There was amiibos of them today at the store when I bought it. I'm a little strapped for cash right now, but I wanted to get them so bad. I'm like, these are gonna be gone by tomorrow. I just know it, but I didn't buy them. And I'm kicking myself.
Another guy robbed a truck full of them. You could have done that.
Yeah, that guy would. There were those rare Nest ones that are only going to like GameStop just to flip people out.
Yeah, I really need to jump on the Amiibo bandwagon. It's just money is tight right now, but I really want to get involved because I think Amiibo is a really cool idea.
They are really cool. Like that's funny with my Yoshi Amiibo. It's already I've trained it to the point where I can't even beat it in Smash Brothers anymore.
That's amazing. Yeah, because like level 9 is like nothing anymore. Like if you play against like level 9 CPUs, you get bored.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want like that level 50 amiibo to fight against.
Yeah.
That way, you know, you're not always winning.
Chunk. Yes.
But what I like about amiibo is that it unlocks like additional content in different games.
Right. Yeah. Didn't they just make that channel where you could use it to play retro games or something? I didn't really look because I don't have any amiibos, but.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I tried it because I have a Yoshi, and I touched it on there and I got a Kirby game.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere a bunch of people were getting like, yeah, because again, when I pull up the Wii version, it shows, hey, I'm kind of waiting for Mario 64 DS to be on VC, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll do that because they have the Nintendo 64 version.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised they didn't pick that game to launch along with that, just because they're both essentially the same game.
Yeah, I mean, they both have their pros and cons, but I feel like the Wii U would fix the cons of the 64 edition because or 64 by 4, I mean, because Super Mario 64 DS, you have more characters to play as, but playing it on a DS was awkward and clunky.
Yeah, I mean, I played the crap out of it, but that was just because that was like one of the few good DS games at launch. It was either that or like Spider-Man and.
Ugh, yeah.
I don't think Touch had even launched by that point. I think Touch came out
later, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like way later.
Yeah, so I don't blame you, but it would just be nice to have like that joystick kind of feel for like Super Mario 64, which the way you could fix, but it's whatever on that.
Nah, I still have my Nintendo 64. I don't even need Virtual Console.
Yeah, I have my
don't tell Nintendo that.
I bought it.
They are terrible. Like, that's one thing that they need to fix with a new series of systems is they need to get their head out of the ground when it comes to Virtual Console. Why are they so slow at updating?
Well, the thing is, too, like, they pitch a frick about emulation and all of that, but Nintendo, why we're all pirating your games is because we have no way to obtain them.
Yeah. If you had to put up a fight to get Earthbound, but we finally got it on Virtual Console, which
I didn't. Awesome. Oh yeah, I think I knew that. Yeah, because Cool ROMs like had all their crap taken off because Nintendo was like, yeah, no. Yeah,
they removed all the Donkey Kong Country trilogy on their own Virtual Console service. I was so confused about it. They eventually brought it back though. Now I have like a bunch of Donkey Kong games, and I'm happy.
I bought 64, but that's just because emulating it is literally like not good right now.
Yeah, I mean I'll probably get it.
That's kind of on that short list of N64 games that they can't emulate properly.
And it's a fantastic game too. Like Donkey Kong 64 is legendary. That brings me to another point. Speaking of like Super Mario 64 and Donkey Kong 64, just kind of like that Nintendo 64 and PS1 era, Project Ukulele. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
God, when I saw the trailer to that, like my inner child was screaming, and then it burst out of my stomach. Like. Yeah,
I definitely got the feels from watching that. I'm definitely gonna get that. Project Ukulele looks amazing.
See, I'm getting it the day it comes out too, and I rarely do that. Just so you know.
Yeah, and I can't. What's the team called that's making it? I can't remember, but I know that it's a bunch of ex-Rare developers.
Oh, yeah,
It's the
yeah.
people who originally worked on it. Like they have the original composer, the original director, designer, and all of that. Basically, the only thing that's different is their publisher.
Right.
Being that there is
Yeah,
none.
David Cage is the composer because he still does stuff with Nintendo because he composed the Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze soundtrack. I love
Yeah.
his work too. So
Same
of
here.
course I'm gonna get Project Ukulele. And it's I think they made the goal of making it on every platform, and it's gonna be like basically on every platform you can play
I was
it
gonna
on.
say,
that's
isn't Mega Number 9 also gonna be on like every platform?
I think
yeah, Mighty Number 9. Yep,
Yeah, Number
that's
9,
doing that
yeah.
as well.
I think most of these spiritual successor games are. I've noticed with indie, a lot of it, like especially stuff like Shovel Knight and Cloudberry Kingdom, kind of the trend is to get it on as many platforms as you can, because that's more cash flow.
Right. I feel today, but I never actually played Shovel Knight, so.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
I know.
I
I
love
need
it.
to get it still. Like I feel so bad. Like out of all the games I don't have Shovel Knight. I feel like an idiot.
I feel,
Like,
yeah, I think I. Sorry,
Making
finish
this big push to get Shovel Knight and Smash.
That'd be cool.
Like he would fit. Like I could see how
Yeah.
it would work, and it would fit.
Hmm.
I think I torrented it, but I don't. I'd have to check again.
Yeah.
And now this stream's gonna get taken down, so have fun with that. Like me and the guy who made Birdemic flagging my videos down.
Yeah, I saw that.
The
You were actually featured on someone else's channel. I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah, probably yeah.
Yeah, because you're part of like this underground YouTube community of people uploading illegal videos.
It's a living. No,
hey, it got you like what, 90-something subscribers or whatever?
Like I uploaded it because I wanted to send it to somebody. I just put it on unlisted because usually if I do that, nobody like cares.
Uh-huh.
But apparently they caught it that time, and I think my re-upload of the room also got caught, but I'm not sure. I had to check that one.
Yeah. I just learned something about how to get, like, say, like, you wanted Katy Perry's Dark Horse in, like, a video. I finally learned how you can get that on a YouTube video.
How?
You have to do it. It's in the create section of YouTube. You just go on there and they'll tell you how to do it.
Oh, my upload of the room is still up. Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
There's only a certain list of songs on there, though.
Oh.
Like you have to, like, if you want to use a song, just put it in the search engine, and it'll tell you whether you're allowed to use it or not.
Oh, then probably nothing I'll ever want to use is in there.
Yeah, that's what I found.
I probably should have done that with my.
I hear that Infamous 4 was leaked. Like they had a leaked trailer of Infamous 4, and so I guess Sony, they're probably gonna bring their A game. Like here's my current stance on, because you know Wii U's kind of doing its own thing. It's basically PS4 versus Xbox One, right?
Yeah.
And
That's about what it's
PS4
been these
is
last few years, yeah.
way ahead of Xbox One. That's how, like, PS4's like 22 million and Xbox One is 12 million.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. But the thing is, if people ask me, well, let's go all the way back to E3 2013 when they were first announced, and there was that whole Sony meeting from Microsoft. Someone's like, "What should I get? Should I get an Xbox One or PS4?" I'd easily tell them PS4.
Exactly.
But now, fast forward to 2015, someone's like, "Should I get an Xbox One or PS4?" I would tell them instantly Xbox One.
And the thing
And
is,
here's why my stance on that has changed. It had a $50 price cut from the $400 amount. I mean, originally it was like $500. They dropped the Kinect, made it $400, which was good, and then another $50 price cut. Xbox One is now $350. Plus the exclusives. Like, I'll see if I can. Like, I was talking about it last time. Where is it?
Water.
It was in this the latest issue of EGM, and they have top 5 exclusives. So for the PS4, here's the 5 crucial exclusive titles that you should have for PS4. The Last of Us, which is a
remake, yeah.
remastered edition. Infamous Second Son, which isn't as good as the other Infamous games. Drive Club, which is an okay racing game. Razogun, which is this really cool indie game. And then Guilty Gear XRD Sign, which is this like Japanese fighter. So really, out of all those games on there, that really would interest me is the indie game Razogun. That's it, because it's like old school indie developed. I'm just a stickler for that. Now, when it comes to the Xbox One, here's their exclusive title. Sunset Overdrive, yes, I would definitely be into that. Titanfall, now it's also on 360 and PC, but I guess Xbox One is the best place to play it. Forza Horizon 2, which is the superior racing game compared to Drive Club. Killer Instinct and Dead Rising 3, and Dead Rising 3 is kind of meh. But Xbox One has the better exclusives now, and it's cheaper, and it has the better online experience. Like, last gen, to play Sony games online, it was free, right? Now you have to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Sony had an advantage over Xbox. I mean, Xbox has always had the better online experience, but you have to pay more for it. Now you have to pay about the same. So in that terms that they're equal, but Microsoft has the superior online experience. They're cheaper, and they have the better exclusives. So I easily say Xbox One is better than PS4 right now.
Yeah, and honestly, too, with the online, Sony has been known for not protecting private data and stuff like that. And
oh, you're talking about the leak.
Yeah, and time again, they get serious hacked, and never once do they seriously improve their security. So you're probably safer on Xbox One, too.
Right.
Didn't,
exactly.
That hacker who did it, I cannot think of their names now.
Lizard Squad.
Yeah, I think they like disbanded. So I mean, they're no longer a threat.
Oh, are you talking about the ones that got Sony?
Yeah.
That was LulzSec.
Yeah.
They're the ones that leaked all the PSN information. That was LulzSec.
I think they arrested. No, they have that one.
Well,
guy
most of them are in jail now, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they've actually caught the head guy though, but they might have, and I just don't know. So.
I think he's in like a different country or something.
Probably him and Snowden. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah. So what Sony needs to do at this E3 is give us a reason why their system is better than Xbox One, and don't make it about the media again. Because where they went wrong at last year's conference is Xbox are like, we're going to keep it solely about the games, and that's what they did. They kept it solely about the games.
Yeah.
Whereas Sony, they went into all this different media stuff, and it like bored everyone. Like everyone was like bored for an hour. They had some decent games to show off, but people were still bored for quite some time during that conference. But it was a 2-hour conference. So my advice to Sony is if you need to have these killer exclusives that are going to say, hey, keep buying our system. We're going to have better games than Xbox.
Yeah.
Because really, the graphics aren't enough alone to really have people say, oh, you should buy a PS4 over Xbox One in terms of the third-party games that are multi-plat.
Sorry.
Like, they don't really look that different yet.
Yeah.
Like, they look basically the same. And they're getting, like, the same third-party games. So, I don't know, what do you guys think? Would you guys rather have PS4 or Xbox One as of right now before E3 2015?
Well, the thing is, like, I've thought about getting either one. Just the big deal breaker for me, and I know it's, bound to happen, is just no backwards compatibility, because there's just so many PS3 or Xbox 360 or PS2 and Xbox original stuff that I've completely missed out on. But if I were to drop money on a PS4 or an Xbox One, if I want to play those 360 or PS3 games, I might as well just go and drop more on those consoles. So
yeah, that's where I'm at in my current situation in life. Like my next system, if there's no new hardware announced, my next system would probably be like a PS3 or Xbox 360.
Yeah, same here. Like if I were to get a new thing, provided it doesn't suck, is a Steam machine, because it has all the third-party everything game that I could get on PS3 for PS4 and Xbox One, and honestly, out of all the exclusives they have, I really don't care about any of them. Like, the only exclusive that really sounds appealing to me is Uncharted, and that's it.
Yeah, and they will be hopefully showing an Uncharted trailer with release date at this year's E3. But kind of going to what you said, it was really interesting about Steam machines. Now, I don't know if it's E3 hype getting a hold of me, but I'm kind of more excited about them now than I was before. Just after hearing some things and just some what ifs on the internet and some supposed rumors, there's a reason why there's a dedicated PC conference this year. And you can only guess why that is. And you know who's going to be there. Of course, Valve is probably going to have the majority of the time, if not all of that PC conference time. And what do you think that they really want to show off there?
Yeah.
Their Steam machine. And
Half-Life 3.
hopefully they'll manage that to explain why we should pick that up.
Yeah. I just hope Valve knows what the hell they're doing with it. Because
I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. Because personally, I think it's going to flop, because I think Valve wants to keep it a PC, but they're trying to make a console, but they really don't want to admit that it's a console because they know it'll piss off the PC master race people.
Yeah.
So you're getting something that's basically, it is a console, but still confusing as hell. So people because it's meant for people like me who prefer consoles, and yet it's still confusing, pretty much have all the issues of a PC. And you know the PC people are probably going to scoff at it because it won't be as powerful as their giant rigs.
Right. It'll be interesting. Now, if they come out with this really neat idea, say if they say, now we have an idea and it's going to be exclusive on our Steam machine, like say if they said, now this is just like a thought. I don't think this is going to happen, but they're like, Half-Life 3 exclusive on the Steam machine, right there. Everyone's going to pick up the Steam machine. Like that's the #1 most requested game of all time, next to I think Final Fantasy VII HD remake. Maybe even the #1 most requested game.
Yeah. They just need to make the damn thing.
Yeah, but if they have Half-Life 3 and it's an exclusive on the Steam machine, I think every PC gamer, every console gamer is just going to come and pick up that machine just for that game. And then developers are going to see that. They're going to want to start making exclusive games on that Steam machine, and it'll take off like crazy.
The thing is, from what I understand, they're supposed to be Linux-based. So I imagine if it's Linux, it'd probably be really easy to program for. And I think that is for developing the appeal of PC, and is because it's just so easy to develop. I don't know any code. I could just download Game Maker and I could develop for PC.
Right.
You know, call me superficial, but I'd probably buy a Steam machine if I could play TF2 on it, so.
Yeah. Well, you'd have access to Steam and all of its library just now in your living room.
Of course, I wouldn't be able to do what I normally do, which is just blare music so I don't have to listen to people chat, but yeah.
On my Steam account, I've bought every Valve game for $25, I think. They had like a Valve package, and it was everything. All the DLC, like all this stuff, anything that you could buy that Valve has ever worked on, it was all $25. It was amazing.
You know, I don't want to be also superficial, but I'm kind of hoping at that E3 they announce Spotify support for Steam.
They'll probably be at the PC conference if they do.
Just because it's kind of a pain to use Spotify's built-in one and have to download every song you want to listen to.
Yeah.
Especially now that Groove Shark shut down.
But that's kind of bringing media into it. Like, and I know everyone.
I know. I'm just saying that's the one thing I'm hoping for that maybe they'll announce soon is that Steam and Spotify will team up.
I mean that could happen because. Like, the big wigs at companies love showing media features. They love it. They love saying, hey, you can watch TV on your console just like you could before without your console. Like, they love saying that. Like, I don't get it. I love that. Is it likely that you could see that? Yeah, of course. So a Spotify and Steam partnership, could that happen? Easily.
I mean, I don't want to say that like them announcing media is bad, but I mean, if that's all they focus on, that's kind of a.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's bad either. Like I don't want to get like that messed up. I don't want people to think that I think that showing all media is bad. But I want the main focus to be games.
Yeah.
Right, and I think at some point you expect that from E3. You expect them to announce games, not just, hey, look at what you can do with your console.
Well, I don't know how many people will follow E3, make prediction videos, and
I don't know. I haven't.
attend the conference just to find out how they can watch Netflix on their console.
Well, you don't know.
Right, right.
Yes.
Like all these prediction videos. I mean, they're kind of hot right now. That's what's hot to make right now is prediction videos.
Yeah.
It's probably up there with the amount
It's
of
all
day
about
one.
games. It's all about what games that we think that we'll see. And of course, maybe some announcements like slimmer models and whatnot. I don't know. I don't think I put it in my video, but one thing that's been kind of discussed is like a slimmer, toned down, maybe less gigabyte version of Wii U that's cheaper, just to get Wii U's kind of pumped out there into the masses.
Well,
So a Wii.
No, it's still Wii U. It just has less memory.
I think. I mean, I understand why they did the slim PS2 because the old PS2s were fat as heck and couldn't fit on a normal.
Oh yeah, the real old school ones were really fat.
Yeah, because this comes from a
It's
fat
nicknamed
person.
the PlayStation PSHAT, or
Right.
no, it's the PHAT station. I don't know, but
It's
they're
lame
making
pun.
fun of its weight. Yeah.
Right, I know the old Xbox controllers when they first launched were kind of
yeah.
clunky. Yeah. I understand for stuff like that, but I mean, I don't think you should just do that for sake of, selling more units either.
If you want to sell more, hey, Nintendo, here's a thought. You're probably not going to see this. You probably won't care, but here's a thought. Instead of spending money on making Slims, how about you spend that money on a marketing department and actually tell people about your console, because a lot of people don't even know it exists.
Yeah.
Or
exactly.
releasing more games. I mean, I'm not saying there's been a drought, but I mean, let's
like the Wii U. The Wii U has a good lineup coming up ahead of it. It has Yoshi's Woolly World, Devil's Third, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Star Fox, which kind of brings back to my other idea of why I want to get Amiibos. I want to get Amiibos specifically for the Star Fox game.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why I want to get Amiibos is for the Star Fox game, which, of course, we're going to see that at E3. Like, that's a guarantee, is we're going to see Star Fox, and we're probably going to get a release date, or a release window, at least.
I already know it's going to be playable for media on the floor at E3, and I think I heard, too, that they're planning on releasing it in September of this year, so if that is true, we'd be seeing it real soon.
Well,
yeah, that was their original plan, because they're like, we're definitely getting Star Fox earlier than Zelda, and Zelda was supposed to come out this year, which it's supposedly not. So, but that means kind of an earlier release of Star Fox, unless they want to delay it. It's Miyamoto loves to delay stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, there's not really a lot of development time into the Star Fox game.
Well, how long have they said they've been working on it? It's been over a year, I think.
Well, I think that I know it was in development hell since like 2007, I think, because I know they wanted it.
I think it was 2010.
Because I know they wanted it for the Wii, just it got pushed back over and over.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you count that, then for 5 years. But if I don't know when they started its current iteration.
Miyamoto mentioned it in an article, but it's been a while since I read it. But they put a lot of work into it, supposedly. Like the whole Project Guard and Project, what was the other one? Like Robo Fighter or something like that?
Yeah. Project Giant.
Like those were concepts that he wants to use in the Star Fox game. Now those might be actual like standalone games themselves, he's definitely wanting to use some of those concepts in the next Star Fox.
Well, he actually described how it's going to relate. He said it's he mentioned the show Thunderbirds as the big inspiration to his Star Fox game, and he said that the actual Star Fox game that they're going to show off is like the main show, and these Project Robot and Project Guard are going to be like these side specials or whatever. So
well, I think that stuff would be cool. I mean, I never really judged the Star Fox like not just being a space shooter, but
yeah.
I think from the looks of it, it's gonna focus on being a space shooter, though.
Right,
yeah.
But that's
from like the very fuzzy footage that we saw last year. There was definitely an R-wing.
Right, and I think that's where a lot of people wanted to go. But at the same time, I mean, you can't just have it entirely be in space.
Right, like even Star Fox 64 shook it up a little bit to where you have the Landmaster that can.
That's another game that needs to be on the VC. Is Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
Is it only on the Wii Virtual Console?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't realize it wasn't on Wii U.
I don't think it's on Wii U. No, I don't think it is.
Because I have it on Wii, I don't have it on Wii U.
I don't think it's. Hang on, I can tell you. Let me go Google it. Hang on.
Yeah.
Why are they still saying severe weather?
But I'm just like shocked and happy that we're getting another Star Fox game.
I know. I was convinced that Nintendo was going to let that series die. I personally, depending on how they advertise it, I don't think new fans are going to get into it. I think it's only people buying it are going to people who already knew what Star Fox is and wanting a new game.
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh.
No, if only Nintendo would advertise Star Fox, because like that series deserves new fans. That way, we're always asking for Star Fox. That way, it never goes to the wayside. But like the way that they wrote Command, it seemed like they wanted to end the series.
Yeah.
I never played that much of Command, so.
Well, I guess they had multiple endings.
Yeah, but the official ending is where Fox knocks Crystal up and retires. Sorry for spoilers. But there's multiple endings.
Spoiler!
Oh, the furries got boners because of that. Sad that thought.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, no, Star Fox 64 is not on the VC.
Okay.
The only ones that are
like I said, Nintendo needs to get on VC. They need to. Now, I don't want to get into this discussion because I want to save it for after E3, but on their next system, have virtual consoles, have GameCube games, have DS games, have Game Boy games, have every single game. If you have a console where you promise that we can play every single game in the past and it's all available right there and we have everything you could ever want on it, like that would sell. Like the number one reason I wanted the Wii before it launched is because they promised I could play old Nintendo games. Like any Nintendo console game from the past I could play on this system. I was like, I didn't know how it worked, and they announced virtual consoles. Like, oh, okay, and for like a small price, you could play those games. That's why I wanted a Wii. It wasn't for motion control. It wasn't for all this other different stuff. I wanted a Wii for virtual console.
And thing is, like the point I said earlier is, so I think most of the people who emulate are emulating Nintendo games. And the thing is, Nintendo, if you hate this emulation and piracy so much, do what Apple did with iTunes and kind of embrace it. Because if you release these games so that we can get a hold of them legitimately for a reasonable price, not like paying $148 on eBay, then you're probably going to see people going away from emulation and just be willing to spend a little bit, just a couple of dollars, to play these games legitimacy, and you're going to you have only to reap the benefits for it. And if these people are getting the ISO files themselves in that, I can't imagine it's too hard for your professional developers. Like that's something you could probably just have an intern do.
Well, now it's harassed because Cool ROM shut down, but you can actually mod the Wii U to play GameCube games with Homebrew, but
which you have done, right? I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully the FBI is not watching this, but yeah.
And
algorefan4, you have the homebrew on Wii U.
the only so do you. So don't. But
No, I don't have it.
oh, not anymore.
No, I never had homebrew because I didn't get on Wii or Wii U because apparently homebrew makes game-breaking bugs or whatever.
It is risky, and it will void your warranty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't figured out how to get it launching from the Wii U menu, so you still have to do it through GameCube mode. So, or not? Yes, GameCube mode. You got to run it through GameCube mode to play.
I was going to say GameCube mode. Yeah, Wii mode.
Wii mode to because
see, that's what I loved about Wii is okay. We didn't have GameCube Virtual Console, so you know what they did? They just made GameCube games backwards compatible.
I know. I love that because that's the only way I can play GameCube games now.
Right, and Nintendo seems to be the only company that wants to do backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
Which is actually, to me, is a selling point. Because I have this big Wii U library, I have a big Wii library, I have a big GameCube library, and I want recent consoles to where I can keep playing those games.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, I just bought a couple GameCube games, so I mean, I'm not really...
Yes, could they please put GameCube games on Virtual Console? I want to play Killer 7. I want to play Killer 7.
I know.
I bought a bad copy at GameStop, and you got to the main menu, and it would just crash.
Yeah, or just because GameCube games are really hard to find.
Yeah. Like Skies of Arcadia and all those. Those are just...
Like, at best, you'll find shovelware.
Right, at best.
Or Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
I've been playing that game a lot because I don't enjoy having fun.
Did I tell you about that joke about that game on Steam Greenlight about, I think it was called like Kill the F Word or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
The best comment that I saw on there was, this game is more edgier than Shadow the Hedgehog in a knife store blasting Linkin Park. But that's what Sega wants to do, is they tried to paint Shadow the Hedgehog, and I think this is why people didn't like that game. They tried to paint Shadow as this adult character. He's this anthropomorphic hedgehog. You're not going to sell him to these hardcore Call of Duty players, Sega. Like, Sega was not with it. Like, they kind of remind me of how Nintendo is now. They don't understand an adult audience, and I don't want to see Nintendo go Sega's way. Like Nintendo, they'll have like Playboy models play Splatoon or Bayonetta 2. And they're like, here, we're going to get adults to play the game now. It's like, no, you want adults to play your game? Add voice chat.
Yeah.
And that's how you get them to buy your games.
It's almost as if Nintendo doesn't want to acknowledge its adult fans. Like, they want to live in this mindset that they're just a toy and they're just for kids. And I don't like that because I feel like, first of all, that's
discrediting half their,
They're trying to distance me from it, and also it's had a really nasty effect of people not taking them seriously. Like when people talk about 8th gen, rarely do I only hear about Wii U as an afterthought, and people, when they mention it, talk about, especially the Wii 2, will talk about it more just like a toy than an actual gaming system. Like even when I tell people that I mainly play Nintendo, like they give me weird looks, like I'm some creepy man-child. Like I might as well be playing with G.I. Joes as well.
Yeah, they don't understand that the Wii U is supposed to be the more adult machine compared to the Wii. But Nintendo didn't advertise it as such. Because we do have some very adult titles, or excuse me, more mature titles on our system. Like an exclusive that we had, well, before that we got the Bayonetta 2 combo exclusive, right?
Right, yeah.
Now we have Devil's Third, which is a very mature game.
Yeah.
And we have more and more of those games coming, but Nintendo didn't advertise it as such. They advertised it as a kids machine, but the majority of Wii U owners, I would say, are 15 and up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Steam Greenlight, I know we mentioned this. Did you hear Super Noah's Ark 3D got Steam Greenlit?
Is that the like the Super Nintendo-ish game?
Yeah, that was like one of the few unlicensed Super NES games because like
I did hear about that. Yep.
Oh, fun fact: the guy who made that is the same guy that made Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, nice. It's nice to see him branch out.
Well, he made the original ones for NES. Like, before, that's what he was known for until he made Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got the appeal, but maybe
Five
it's
Nights
just
at Freddy's is the appeal is everyone talks about it. That's the appeal.
It's just kind of a super popular game, and I don't like you see YouTube videos of people like freaking out. It's like, okay, wow. I mean, I understand to a point that those YouTubers also hype it up and want to be
Plus, I really respect the way that he did the story. Is you discover the story on your own.
Yeah,
I mean, I spoon feed you the story. You have to discover the story.
Right. I mean, I got to give him credit for that too. I mean, there's an
that was risky and I like it.
There's an entire fan wiki dedicated to it, for God's sake. So.
Though I am wondering how much of that was intentional and how much of the rest was just stuff MatPat came up with on Game Theory.
He's just kind of pulling it out now here.
You have to read the newspaper articles that are there, and that's where the story is. But the game doesn't tell you that.
Yeah.
The game doesn't tell you, oh, you should look at these newspaper articles. You actually have to go in the game and look at it yourself. And that's kind of where the story comes from. You have to figure that out yourself.
Right. I mean, I got to give him credit. 'Cause, I know. A lot of horror games do that too.
Yeah, he kind of saved the horror genre. No, thanks to Konami. Which brings me kind of back to a subject you were bringing before. I'm going to tie it all together. Hideo Kojima. What's going to happen next? Because Konami issued an apology to its fans for all the stress it's caused them, but they still are saying, we're not going to change our ways. We're going mobile. Like, end of story. We're sorry if we have you worried. We're going mobile. We're going with casinos. End of story. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't think Kojima did anything bad. Like, I don't think he showed up to work high or nothing. I think Kojima's ticked off at the way Konami's taken their direction with their business. He doesn't want to make mobile games. He doesn't want to make casino games. He wants to make big movie-esque games. And Konami's like, we're not going to fund them anymore. You have to make the next Angry Birds or what have you.
And the thing is,
I don't care Angry Birds.
Yeah. Sounds like they're trying to restructure too, because I guess this is one of the just odd things about Japanese culture that they do in Japan. They will rarely fire you because if they fire you, then they have to give you a I forget the word, but a benefits package. So instead, they would rather you quit, and so what they will do, they will purposely make your life miserable there. Like one thing they've done is they will make you stare at a screen for 10 hours.
I do that during a normal day, but
or I guess I heard like from that YouTuber you showed me how they were like pushing people's desks off and like cutting the power and all of that. And because what they're trying to do is just make the employees so miserable that they just decide to quit on their own. And that's probably what they're doing with Kojima, is just trying to drive him nuts so that he quits by himself, and they don't have to give him what for someone like Kojima would probably be a really nice benefits package.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. So here's what I think Kojima's going to do. I think he will quit eventually. It's kind of unofficial at this point, but he's going to officially quit. And I think the first place he's going to go is Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to try to make his own spiritual successors to his games on Kickstarter, and it's going to go through the roof. I think that's where it's going to go. Because did you guys hear the he was an ex-Konami producer that works on the Castlevania series. He has a game on Kickstarter, and its new stretch goal is to go on Wii U. He originally said they didn't have the funding for Wii U, but it did better than expected, so he's going to put his Castlevania spiritual successor on Wii U.
Yeah.
Yes, but that question... Sorry.
So, look at what Kickstarter's done. It's given us a Mega Man spiritual successor. It's given us a Banjo-Kazooie spiritual successor, Castlevania spiritual successor. now you may get to see like a Metal Gear successor or a Snatcher successor. Like Kickstarter is giving us what the fans have always wanted that big corporations been saying no to. And I think that's kind of what the video game crash will do, is it will get rid of these big corporations that don't understand what the fans want and just let indie developers kind of rise up and then start the cycle over again.
Yeah, kind of speaking of the crash, what I'm expecting is people keep saying crash, 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 like what happened in the 80s. I don't think it's going to be a crash because back in the 80s, video games were still really new, and it was still really a small niche, whereas today, just about everyone plays some sort of video games. Like, if nothing else, then on your phone. It's not going to crash, but I do think we're going to see a burnout of these once great companies like Konami and Capcom and Sega are just going to slowly fizzle out and disappear and probably just go into mobile.
Right, Sega. Sorry, just your thoughts. Sorry.
And just in smaller stuff like that, and the AAA title is going to become more few and far between, and probably really more with the juggernauts, especially the ones that have hardware, like the big three. And then I see PC and indie starting to rise up. And also, I see these indie game studios starting to become larger and larger until they pretty much blow up and they'll become the new AAA developers.
Yeah, and that's certainly possible because at a convention I went to, they said, like, it's definitely not niche anymore like it was in the 80s. The video game industry is worth, like, $86 billion, I believe.
It's worth more than movie and film and music combined.
Yeah, like video games have taken off. Well, that's because it encompasses both film. You have the film aspect now. Now we're getting like actors like Kiefer Sutherland playing major roles, and like there's like a bunch of other ones. I just can't think of their names right now. But we have big music coming to it. All these different industries are kind of combining into this video game industry.
Yeah.
And that's why it's worth the $86 billion, but corporations are really screwing it up.
Because they are stuck in 2001.
Yeah, they are. But I think indies will rise up and it'll be amazing when they do.
Yeah. Like, I expect the people who made Shovel Knight will probably become the new Konami 10 years from now.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
And also, Sega announced also kind of recently they're focusing on mobile too. So
yeah,
yep.
Well, after, sorry.
And I was just gonna say that I think goes to my point is you're gonna first Sega and Konami doing it, then you're gonna see more. Eventually, I bet you Capcom's gonna say it. One day Ubisoft is gonna say it. Then EA, and I won't even be surprised that soon the big three. Like, I kind of think that Sony and Microsoft are going to try to move away from consoles. I think Nintendo's going to try to hang in there and either die in the result or decide to change.
So I can picture Nintendo like lasting a little bit longer just because of their focus on the casual market. But
yeah,
wasn't it Sony that said that they wanted to go mobile one day? Like, I don't know exactly what they're saying, but they said that they want to do away with consoles someday.
Right, and I mean, I understand where they're coming from, because let's face it, nobody's going to want to spend $600 on a console.
Yeah.
Phones are $400, and you can play games now on them.
Yeah, consoles are disappearing, and I think consoles are going to fade out and be taken over by PC and smartphone, especially like if the Steam machine, by some chance of God, does do well, I think that will mean the end for the console.
I think that'll be the catalyst to a unified system, because what the Steam machine is trying to be is a console and a PC bridge.
Yeah.
But what Review Tech USA says is everyone is trying to head towards this direction of a unified system, where it's probably going to be like this tablet device to where you can carry around like a laptop, but it has all the power of the highest end PC right now. You can play your games on it, and what you'll do is, like that Chromecast thing?
Mm-hmm.
They just plug into your TV, and then your TV serves as like a new monitor or whatever. Yeah. Like, you plug in a Chromecast-esque device, Your tablet will read it, and then you just have a controller, and bam, right there, you're playing full console games from your tablet on your TV. And it's also your phone, it's your PC, it's your everything, all on one device.
And the thing is, Steam is already working on something like that. It's, I don't really know that much detail about it or what it's called, but it is like this little Chromecast you plug into your TV, and it can stream. Like I said, I just don't know much about it. So yeah.
Getting back to that stream thing, now I can, because that made me think of the Google thing you can plug in your TV. I can picture something like that maybe too, where you could just take PC games or games and put them on your TV that way.
Yeah, it's called Chromecast.
Yeah.
But
I know it had a big fancy name, and I couldn't think of it, because God knows I can't.
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably go that way someday, but how soon is soon? That's the question. Are we going to get a couple more generations of consoles before that happens?
I'm only thinking 1 or 2 more generations. Nintendo might make a 3rd generation, but
I can picture Nintendo. I'm sorry, I hate to repeat myself. So
I don't think there's going to be a PS6 or Xbox 2, and I think Nintendo's probably only going to have 2 more consoles, the NX and whatever comes after that. And whatever comes after that is probably going to flop because no one will be playing consoles anymore.
Yeah, that could be, or Nintendo could become extremely successful. Because one of the things I've always wanted them to do is finally happening. Now it's not their own theme park, but they teamed up with Universal recently, and they're having a Nintendo theme park at Universal. Mm-hmm. That's huge.
Yeah.
And I think Nintendo is going to see the extra revenue from that, and they're going to be like, oh, hey, let's make our own theme park right here in Japan. Boom. Now Nintendo is starting to become like Disney.
Yeah.
Nintendo has slowly been pushing their characters out into film, like in Wreck-It Ralph. They leased out some of their characters for Wreck-It Ralph, and I guess in Wreck-It Ralph 2 they want to make it Mario-focused. And then the new Adam Sandler movie, Pixels, it features Donkey Kong in it, like the old arcade, so it has both Jumpman and Donkey Kong in it. Maybe Nintendo will see that there's a market for films now if it's done correctly. Like there's a rumor of Zelda becoming a Netflix series, kind of like what Game of Thrones is to HBO. That's what Zelda would be to Netflix.
Well, go on.
I never seen Game of Thrones. I can't really say that they're similar or not. So.
Yeah, well, Nintendo has changed before. I mean, they started off with traditional playing cards, then they went to toys, then they went to sex hotels, and then to video games. Yes, they had sex hotels.
Clearly they're going to go back to sex hotels. They have to dress up as Mario. It's the only way this works.
Yeah.
I think there was a Mario porn movie, like, back in the day.
There was a Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, it had like John Leguizamo in it. He was Luigi.
I think it was a porn parody. I know there was.
Well, no, there was like a legitimate Mario movie made.
Yeah.
Right, I know that. I'm just saying. I thought so.
Yeah, it was awful. It was absolutely awful.
Yeah, hang on. Oh God. Because Rod Jeremy, I think, was in it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me guess. He is Mario.
Yes. Yeah, it's Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, because he's a plumber, and oh my gosh, yeah, I'm not surprised at all. What is that? Rule 34.
Permanently.
Yep. They took advantage of that. Yeah, definitely.
It was the first Rule 34.
Nope, yeah, probably. Was it made in the 80s too?
93.
Well, okay, so Nintendo was kind of established by that time, and Mario was like it was kind of halfway of Mario's popularity, probably.
Well, it was SNES era, wasn't it?
Yes, 93 was Super Nintendo era.
It was so good, they made a second one. I forgot they actually made 2 versions. Well, no, I think I saw a review of it a long time ago. I didn't actually watch the movie.
That would ruin your perception of Mario forever.
Yeah, they're still making porn parodies, I think.
Oh, yeah, of course they are.
Yeah.
We really go off topic in these discussions. Go from E3 to porn parodies. Oh
Yeah, because they
my.
were going to release one of the interview, like even if they didn't actually release the movie, which I think they finally did. So
Yeah, they released the interview. It's on Netflix.
Yep. It's actually, I watched it. It's surprisingly good. Like,
I haven't seen it. I probably should.
Is it also available for purchase on YouTube as well? Because I know.
Yeah, it's up on YouTube. Yeah.
Because Google is trying to compete now and having like movies available on
And TV
YouTube.
shows too.
yeah.
Yeah, where you can now buy movies. I mean, it's not really new. It's been available for like a year or two.
Couple
but
years.
They're really trying to push for that.
Yeah,
I think the interview was one of the first ones. They're like, hey, you can watch it on YouTube first.
Yeah, because when Sony said that, decided they're not going to release it, then Google's like, okay, we're putting it on YouTube.
I think there was some talk for a while that they were going to try to get it as a digital only, and like a bunch of companies were trying to jump on it.
Yeah, I think YouTube is actually becoming Google's answer to like various things. Like it's Google's answer to Netflix. Like who bought out Netflix? Was it Amazon? No, Amazon bought out Twitch.
Yeah.
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 Wait, they made a Twilight porn parody?
I'm not surprised.
Isn't Twilight enough of a porn parody? 50 Shades of Grey started life as Twilight fanfic, so.
Well, I bet that Twilight porn parody is probably better than the actual movie.
Yeah, it's probably a better love story, too.
The actors at least have an excuse to be wooden in that.
Yeah.
Literally wooden.
That reminds me, Kristen Stewart's in this new comedy with Jesse Eisenberg, and it looked like it would be a decent movie. It's a stoner comedy. It's I can't remember what it's called. But basically, Jesse Eisenberg's a stoner that gets superpowers or super secret agent powers, and Kristen Stewart's in it, and she ruins the whole thing.
And this what it is. This is because he's a stoner and using the marijuana. You see, he gets cancer, loses all his hair, gets kind of pissed off, and then becomes Lex Luthor. See, this is the prequel.
The Superman and Batman movie, yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I saw the photos that were released of Ben Affleck attacking the Joker for Suicide Squad. It looks so stupid. Like, you know me, I'm like one of the biggest Batman fans out there. Okay, if anyone on the internet sees this, they're going to automatically attack me for saying I'm one of the biggest. But I really like the Batman franchise, and I even think it looks stupid. Like, Batman's on top of the car, and Joker's there with Harley Quinn, and he's driving like this Pitmobile. And oh my gosh, it's just so stupid. Like, I wonder if this is just turning into one big giant joke, and they're like, there is no such thing as Suicide Squad. But yeah.
Clearly, they need to get Christopher Nolan to come back and make another Dark Knight movie.
They all mocked Christopher Nolan, and this is what happens when you replace them.
Yep.
Dark Knight Rises not even so bad now, is it?
Yeah.
That's going to be his statement after that movie comes out.
And now I'm kind of missing the inaudible Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Joel Schumacher comes down and just like, see, Batman Forever could have been worse.
Yeah. Good stuff. But how would you guys feel if Hideo Kojima officially left Konami and started his own Kickstarter? Would you guys support him, or would you feel a little disappointed that it would never live up? Because it can't be Metal Gear. Like, Metal Gear is officially done now.
And I'm fine with that, because I'm glad it's ended, because just the way it's changed now, I don't want Metal Gear Solid 6. Like, and also just...
Well, Konami might do it, but it's going to be a mobile game, or you'll be able to play it at a casino.
Yeah, which I won't care about.
Metal Gear slot machine.
Yeah, and the thing is, Phantom Pain pretty much brings the story full circle, because next in line in the story is the Outer Heaven incident.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to see a new Metal Gear game, I would want it to be a remake of the MSX games.
In glorious HD.
Yeah.
Well, now, according to that Spectrum, like, I keep on going into the next console. I don't want to do it. But according to the rumor, the next consoles will be able to pump out 4K.
I hope so.
Could you imagine if this whole thing with Konami didn't happen and they pumped out a remaster of the first game, or like just a reboot of it, and it's
So
in
it'd have to be a
4K.
reboot.
Yeah, it'd be a reboot in 4K.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But
What?
But what I notice is a lot of these companies that are switching to purely mobile, they seem Japanese more than Western. I mean, that isn't to say that some Westerns aren't done. Like Ken Levine's company, the ones that made BioShock, like out of the blue, no one saw this coming. No one saw this coming at all. He's like, we're not making AAA games anymore, even though BioShock Infinite did really well. He's like, we're not making them anymore, and we're going to make mobile games.
Yeah.
So it's not just Japanese. I should clarify.
Because the thing is, it's just so expensive. Like, because especially this push to get like these top of the line graphics in 4K, it just requires so much manpower now, and you just can't even afford to take risks anymore. And it's gonna, especially once 4K becomes standard, and a few years after that, when 8K starts rolling in, that's gonna require even more money, even more manpower. And eventually get to a point where the risk and the reward just will not balance anymore and just will no longer be worth it to make 4K or eventually 8K AAA games. So I can see why they're getting out now before they go bankrupt later.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I mean, I understand why Sega did it, because after the failure of Sonic
Boom?
Yeah.
Sonic Boom was supposed to completely change the Sonic series because they were going to have a TV show launched with it.
TV show,
Did you tell me the TV show actually is getting good reviews, though?
Yeah.
Like, the TV show, I guess, is doing well, but the video games completely flopped.
Yeah. Well, just because it was just so poorly made.
Yeah.
They were boring as hell.
Like, the saying that I keep hearing is Sonic 06 makes Sonic Boom look like Sonic 06.
I can't believe anything is worse than Sonic 06.
Yeah, wasn't there a game theory like that game is the devil?
I have no idea.
Like, I haven't even played Sonic 06. I've seen enough Let's Plays of it to realize that game is a piece of absolute garbage.
I played it back when stores used to have video game demos available. You guys remember those days?
Yeah, no.
They would have like a little kiosk in the video game section, and you could play like PS2 games, GameCube games, and Xbox.
Oh, I missed it. Because that's how I found out and played Melee for the first Smash Brothers Melee for the first time. I went to Best Buy and played it there and enjoyed the gloriousness.
Yeah, I guess Best Buy still does kiosks, but not a whole lot of other stores do.
Yeah, and it's still Best Buy. It's only a couple, and most of them you can't even play now. Like, I know for the longest time, you could not play any PS4 games. Just recently I happened to find one that allowed you to play.
Yeah, I think it was just like trailers.
Yeah, they would just show trailers.
Which is stupid. Like, we had a good childhood. Like, I remember back in the day, you could go up to, like, Meijer or whatever, and they would have, like, a Game Boy out, and you could play Pokemon games. Exactly. You could name your Pokemon all these profane names, and then... Yeah.
And I love it because I remember looking up the monitor and just feeling that awfully horrible neck strain, but it was worth it.
Yeah. Great days. I'm kind of sad to see the AAA go, because I want to see what they could do with 4K. Like, I remember when 1080p, or just HD in general, was first being shown off back in 2005, was it? Is that right, Andrew? It was 2005?
Yeah.
That E3 when, like, the Wii was, or at the time it was Revolution was announced, PS3 and Xbox 360 had just come out, and they're like, this is what the games will look like. Because when the Xbox 360 launched, we didn't get to see what good games looked like yet.
Yeah.
We got, like, Perfect Dark Zero, which looked like a regular Xbox game, and all these, like, really bad-looking games. But then they showed, like, Gears of War. They showed Resistance Fall of Man on the PS3.
Yeah.
And they showed Twilight Princess on the Wii, and we were going to get, like, these gorgeous-looking games. And now, next year when supposedly these consoles are supposed to be coming out, they're not going to show us these AAA games to demonstrate what 4K is all about.
Yeah.
Because HD crippled the PS2, GameCube, and Xbox generation.
Yeah.
Like, there is such a graphics leap from that.
Exactly. And whereas we went from a little over 720p to 1080p.
Yeah, and that's still considered within the gen, because PS3 should still, some PS3 games can do 1080p.
Yeah.
But I've heard that 4K should be that big graphical leap like HD was.
It is. Well, 4K is 4 times higher resolution than 1080p. So
it's going to be significantly noticed.
I mean, 4K is the resolution that you see at movie theaters. That's where it was for the longest time exclusive to, and it's just now that 4K is leaving the movie theater.
I'm actually excited about 4K.
Yeah, because I mean, what you will see playing on your TV will now, at least resolution-wise, will rival what you watch in Pixar films.
Yeah. I've heard talks, though, that Nintendo wasn't going to kind of screw around like they did with Wii U, and they're having their teams already learn how to use 4K.
I hope so.
So they're like, get ready to make your next generation of games, because they have to look this good.
Yeah.
The reason why the Wii U had such a drought in 2013 is because the teams were like, we're not used to HD, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So Nintendo says they're not going to do that again. And supposedly they've been talking with a lot of third parties, and the third parties getting on board for their next system. So
Yeah.
The next system could be what we've always wanted: the best of Nintendo's first party with the best of the third party, all on one system. I probably won't even have to use my Steam account anymore.
I know. That's what I'm sure Valve is not happy with me saying this, but I would like to not use my Steam account, just like that.
Yeah, not saying Steam is bad. Steam is a nice experience. I mean, Valve makes some dumb decisions, but it's more experiments, and once they find out it fails, they immediately cancel it. Like paid mods. Once they were like, oh, that's a really bad idea, it was just an experiment, they immediately canceled it.
Well, I heard, though, that they're not done with it. Like, they just kind of went back to the drawing board with it. They're just going to find out a better way to implement it.
And then that will, they'll have to cancel that.
I think the guy who made Gmod said something about being interested in doing that, but I don't really know how much he can do that.
Well, of course the modders would like... I mean, to be fair, it would bring out some really nice mods if people got paid to do it.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the devil's advocate side of it.
I don't know if you guys watch Extra Credits. They're really good to watch. I highly recommend them. They did an episode discussing this and kind of the implications of it, and they actually had a really interesting outlook on it.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a coin. It has two sides to it, really. Like, am I for it or am I against it? I'm kind of in the middle on it.
Yeah.
I want people that are talented to get rewarded for their hard work, but at the same time, I don't want to be charged an arm and a leg for something that is normally free.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I would like it to... now, I apologize for likening it to DeviantArt, but like kind of what DeviantArt has, where people will commission you for small stuff, or an artist will continually create stuff that you like, and then you just support them through Patreon.
I think you would Patreon.
That was my idea. Just these modders, pay them through Patreon. Just leave it as a separate service. That way you pay them what you feel is right, and then Patreon actually keeps people afloat. It really does.
Yeah, I know several people who use Patreon.
Yep. Well, a webcomic that I follow, the girl who makes it, she lives entirely off of Patreon now.
Yeah, like I said, it can keep people afloat. So these modders, that, like I said, I'm more than happy to reward them for their work. Have them do it through Patreon.
Yeah.
Is it a perfect system? No, but I don't really want a set price to pay for a certain mod on Steam. Because the biggest selling point of Steam is how cheap things are.
Yeah. It's basically the iTunes of games.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's a good way of putting it. For someone that is not familiar with Steam, that's a pretty good description of like how you could tell them what it's like. I mean, it wasn't until what was it last year that I got into Steam, and then once I got in, I'm like, oh wow, it's really easy to buy stuff here. Like you can't stop.
A little too easy.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I only spent $1. I'll just spend $1 more. That's just nothing.
Yeah, the sales happen, and then that's kind of the other thing.
Yeah, but then I'm pretty impressed with my library. I have a good library of games, and I just
the only game I really play
someday.
anymore is TF2. So, but
Portal 2 is gonna kill my computer. I just know it.
Yeah, that's why I don't actually have Left 4 Dead downloaded, because I got it for free on Christmas, and it's like, yeah, no, I'm not even going to bother trying downloading this to this computer.
Yeah, I'm going to wait until I get a better PC before I play any of them.
Or a Steam machine, provided they don't suck.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say is, now there's my out, the Steam machine, right there. Like, for the guy that doesn't want to download all these games onto his laptop, a Steam machine is perfect for me. Now, Valve needs to give me a reason as to why I should pay that extra price for their console not console.
Yeah.
Which, who knows? We'll find out in 2 weeks. Like, all this discussion, we're going to find out in a couple of weeks. Like, I can't believe it's here already. Like,
or at least
it seems like it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that long ago that we were at the Best Buy event playing Smash.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like every year their E3 at Best Buy kind of gets worse. Like the first year that they did it was awesome. We had 4 games available there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it wasn't completely packed. It was like a decent size amount of people, but it wasn't completely packed. And you had Super Mario 3D World at the time, right? It was Super Mario 3D World, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Mario Kart 8, and Zelda Wind Waker HD. It was beautiful and glorious. That was my favorite E3 at Best Buy event. Then the next year it was Smash, right?
Yeah.
But that was packed.
that was the year. That was the year that we inadvertently played Dark Souls 2 in real life.
Yeah. That's when that happened.
Yeah, I always hear that game's hard.
Oh yeah, that's what it's known for, is being hard. It was only one game, though, last year. It was just Smash, but Smash alone is enough to justify it.
I was going to say, I got
but
raped
at this
by
year's
12-year-old.
E3,
I was going to say, Smash Brothers can pretty much just be,
At this year's E3, they're saying it's just Mario Maker.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I was kind of hoping for more. I mean, Mario Maker looks cool, but I was kind of hoping for more. Now, maybe they might say, oh, at E3, it's going to be more than just Mario Maker. You're going to actually have this, this, and this that we just announced. We just didn't want to say that, we don't want to ruin the surprise. Like Star Fox at Best Buy.
I know, if journalists can do it, let me do it.
I'm going to tell you, if you guys are playing Star Fox, you guys got to get me involved in this.
I know. Because I've waited 10 damn years for this.
I mean, will I go up to Best Buy and probably play Mario Maker? Yeah. That's because I'm a sucker. It's what? Mario's 30th anniversary this year?
Yeah.
So they might do something bigger than that.
Well, why am I... they're going to announce another Mario game.
Other than Mario Maker? Yeah, my prediction was they're going to make a Paper Mario on Wii U.
We can hope, but it's got to be better than...
Sticker Star. Sticker Star was trash. I hated Sticker Star.
I never played that much of Sticker Star. I was like, yeah, this is garbage.
Yeah, I played it for a day. I'm like, this is absolute trash. Like, the one on Nintendo 64 was brilliant. The one on GameCube was brilliant. Super Paper Mario on Wii was even good. But Sticker Star on 3DS is absolute trash. I hate it. So hopefully they go back to the old formula of the first 2 games. That would be cool.
Fortunately, this does kind of seem like the year of Nintendo learning from their mistakes. But I also do fear that I don't think their E3 is going to be as good as last year. Because last year's when they realized we screwed up. We need to make everything awesome. Now they've been successful, and I think they might start to get a little complacent.
Yeah, that happens with them a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, last year they nailed it. Last year they absolutely nailed E3.
And that's because they couldn't afford not to.
Yeah. Like Star Fox, that was such a surprise.
Yeah.
Like, I remember you and I had a discussion. Like, I know it's not going to happen. It's like it's the number one thing I want to see at E3, but I know it's not going to happen. The next day, I'm like, Star Fox is coming to Wii U.
Yeah, because I remember before I saw the rumors, and I was like so upset because I knew how great it sounded, but I was also like upset because I knew that it would never happen, and the more I thought about it, just the more upset it would make me. That wasn't a problem.
Yeah, like I think it's pretty much agreed on across all boards that Nintendo won E3 last year.
Yeah.
Like I think most people would agree on that.
Yeah.
But this year, who knows? I mean, every company needs to bring their A game, especially Sony. Sony is the one that needs to bring their A game.
Yeah.
And people are like, why do you say that? Why Sony? They're selling the best. Yeah, they're selling the best, but what are they selling PS4s on? Now, I don't want to sound like I'm a Sony hater. I'm not. But they really sold on hype, and that's because their marketing team was brilliant. Their marketing team for the PS4 was excellent and on par. And it paid off. They must have paid their marketing team really well, and it paid off because they're selling PS4s like hotcakes. But there really isn't a PS4 game exclusive that makes me want to buy their system.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want it for the third-party titles, the multiplats that look really amazing in this 8th gen? Yeah, but why should I buy it over Xbox One? And right now, I'm leaning more towards an Xbox One.
Or for the touchscreen on the controller that they don't use.
Yeah, that's another thing. Now that was a gimmick.
Yeah.
And it didn't pay off. Here's a question. Do you guys feel that the Wii Remote was a gimmick or a developer tool?
A little bit of both, but more so for gimmick.
I kind of agree with Josh here, so.
Yeah, I found it more as a developer tool because when I first saw the thing, I was like, oh, that's really cool. I was like, okay, it's a trigger, it's a sword. Then all of a sudden you have to turn an NES down, like, oh, it's an NES pad. And then from there on, I was just like, oh, you could do anything with this one controller.
But the thing is, though, that's with the select games. The majority of the games is you just need to worry about the buttons and joysticks, just like a normal controller. Otherwise, it's pointless. Or they force it on you. Like I tried playing Prince of Persia on it. It was horrible. Because in order to move the camera, you have to hold the Wii remote out vertically or horizontally and tilt it left and right, and it's just so awkward to do and so difficult. And also, there's a lag with it as well. And also, if I move my wrist like slightly, or like if I get excited and shift over, it'll change the camera, so I'll lose sight, and so it's like really hard to steer in the game.
Yeah, I heard that Prince of Persia on Wii wasn't very good.
Yeah, I hate myself for buying it.
Like Ubisoft's shining moment was Red Steel 2.
Yeah.
That was their shining moment. But I guess I heard a rumor that their new hook is going to be holograms. But I guess that's kind of where technology is going. Now this is kind of going to new console territory. But what could you do with holograms? But then you think of Amiibo, and it's like, oh, now there's something that could happen here. And then there was that AR technology on 3DS, like with Uprising, you buy these cards and have these cards battle each other. Now imagine what you could do with these holograms, say, like with a Pokemon game.
That'd be cool.
Now, are you serious, guys? Yeah, now you can have these real, almost real-life Pokemon that you can take care of. Oh, hey, we gained a viewer. I didn't even realize that. Hello. Thank you for joining at 1:30 in the morning. I'm going to edit the title later. We're not actually talking about E3 of 2105. I'm going to switch that up later. Once this video is published, I'm going to switch that. Cool. I remember last night, or a couple nights ago, Andrew and I had a viewer. Well, hello there, viewer. Anyways, what is the #1 thing you want to see at E3 this year?
Star Fox, honestly, that's what I'm most interested in. Star Fox, maybe a little bit more on Devil's Third.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be wonderful. I'm sure we'll see it in the sizzle reel. Hopefully a release date, too. Give us a release date on that game.
I want that damn thing.
Me, too. See, now what... I'm getting off topic again. What Nintendo should do is pick up Hideo Kojima and just buy out Valhalla Games, and then right there have Hideo Kojima and Itagaki work on a Devil's Third and make it a franchise.
That'd be awesome.
And have it compete with Call of Duty and be like, see, this is how you compete with Call of Duty, Konami. This is how you do it. You don't need Kiefer Sutherland.
Exactly.
How about you, algorefan4?
You said my name already. Might as well just keep going with it.
Yeah. Well, it appeared in the last chat, so I assume people know it. But
I don't even care.
Your #1 game, or even announcement that you want to
I got rid of Josh. Just Star Fox.
Star Fox? I guess I'll go the other way. Mine is Metroid. Because I've already seen Star Fox. I mean, okay, it's not the official trailer. It's a very fuzzy image of it. But I know it's coming, and I know it's in development. What I want to see is something that hasn't been announced, and that's Metroid.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Imagine how beautiful that will look on a Wii U. And then my predictions video, I was very selfish. I was like, I want a Wii U one and a 3DS one. That might be asking too much. Or Nintendo could completely blow us out of the water, because for some reason they're obsessed with Luigi. I don't know why, but they make a Luigi's Mansion 3 and it's M-rated to compete with other horror games. And that's Dare the Luigi.
Yes, I want an unrated Luigi's Mansion.
Take that, Resident Evil. Well, Resident Evil Revelations 2 is not coming on any Nintendo platforms, when Resident Evil Revelations was our sorry for not giving you Resident Evil 6 game on 3DS. Now they found out that people loved Revelations, which was kind of their suck-up game. They found out that we like that more than Resident Evil Revelation 6, so they're like, okay, we'll make a sequel and forget you again, Nintendo. Freaking Capcom. But yeah, I think Josh is right in this, that Capcom might be next. They'll be like, guess who's going mobile?
I mean, they were already up for sale for a while until did they manage to turn their fortunes around?
They turned their fortunes around. I can't remember what game did it for them. I think it was Monster Hunter 4, maybe? I think it was Monster Hunter 4. It sold so well that it turned their fortune around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they got lucky. We'll just see how long their luck will last. It might run out soon.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, hey, Konami, Sega, guess who's joining the bandwagon?
Well, to be fair, after Sega made, Sonic Boom.
And Sony might end up like that. Because you know what? Sony missed an opportunity. You know what the Vita should have done? They shouldn't have worried about 3DS. You know who they should have competed with? Is the iPhone.
Yeah.
You need to worry about Apple, you need to worry about Samsung, you need to worry about the smartphone. The people that are kicking your butt and stealing your sales, it's not the other game companies, no. Because guess what? All three of you are having troubles right now. You guys are not selling as well in the past, all three of you. You know who you need to compete against? Is the mobile gaming market.
Yep.
Well, to be fair, that can be said about any handheld.
Yeah, any handheld. Well, yeah, the 3DS is kind of holding its own because it's kind of too unique for its own good. But the Vita, Sony had the money to do it at the time. I mean, yeah, they launched the PlayStation phone, but that should have been where they learned their lesson, and now they should have been like, all right, now we have the iPhone killer.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, even with the 3DS, I think I can do all of this on my phone. Why should I spend $150 on a 3DS that I can? Like the only appeal is the exclusive games and very high quality games on there. That's
And
it.
it's backwards compatible with DS.
But also think of this too. I can emulate on, well, not my phone because I have an iPhone. But if you like have an Android, you can just
I gotta
emulate.
say, the Android has a lot of emulators actually on it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, that's one thing that I like about having an Android-based phone is there's emulators all over.
our friend plays Pokemon on his phone now. Why would he need a 3DS?
No, I got
Right.
I got a PSP now, so. Oh, you're not talking about me. Sorry.
It's you never met him.
Yeah, this is something else.
Trying to avoid names so pedophiles don't get them.
Good old days right there. But yeah, I see where you're going, but was it you that was going with the specs list of the rumored Fusion that was like, this can compete with the smartphone market?
Yeah, I was the one you were showing it to.
Yeah, because I was actually talking about it with a number of different people, and I think I went over it with you a couple of times, and I'm like, this Fusion DS sounds like it could compete, and that's what Sony should have done. They should have done that first. Now I don't think there's going to be a successor to Vita.
No, like Andrew House just said, I don't know if you've watched any of the stuff, but he actually called it a legacy console. So what they're going to do is they're just going to really let third parties do it. They're not going to really do any first party support for it. And they're just going to kind of let it disappear. Like they grouped it in with the PlayStation 3, and it sounds like Sony is going to want to focus all their efforts on PS4 now.
They're getting smart with their business. I think they saw that Microsoft is here to compete, and they're going to want to compete.
Yeah, because they saw that Microsoft learned from their mistakes real quickly, and now they made something that is a true competitor to the PS4.
And it's starting to sell fast. The Xbox One is selling pretty fast. Like I think it was in the United States, the Xbox One outsold the PS4 for a month.
Yep.
And just recently, I don't know what the new month sales are, but the Xbox One is starting to outsell the PS4 in the United States. It won't in Japan, of course.
Yeah.
In the United States, that's a big market. I think it's the biggest gaming market. I think the United States is the biggest gaming market.
I'd imagine.
Yeah, so Sony is realizing, oh, there's someone competing with them now.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's good that they're saying that. Competition in this industry is good.
Well, exactly, because the more they compete, the more we win.
Right. So Andrew House basically confirmed then, no Vita games at E3, just PS4.
No first-party Vita games. I highly doubt they're going to mention the Vita at all.
That's probably smart at this point.
I'd say at this point they might as well just not adopt it.
Opposite of adopting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, Andrew House is my favorite part to see at Sony's conferences.
I know, he's the most British thing I've ever seen. He's more British than the Queen.
I know. It's great that we're in Andrew House's favorite year.
Yep,
So I can't imagine I can't imagine what this year's E3 is going to be like with him. Hopefully he won't be like, all this is coming out in 2016.
Oh no! You should watch the Review Tech USA and talking about Vita being legacy console, and just like when he's quoting Andrew House, like I kept hearing the word 2015 over and over and over again. Like that man is obsessed with 2015.
Well, this is the year for PlayStation games apparently. If he puts out Uncharted 4 this year, and if that Infamous 4 comes out this year, and then he's got Batman Arkham Knight, he's got all this stuff, the PS4 has a good library by the end of this year.
Yeah.
So Andrew House, his PlayStation brand, is going to have a good year this year.
Yeah.
but Microsoft might as well. I think Halo 5 is coming out in September 9th it is.
Yeah.
So Halo 5 is going to push Xbox One. Count on it.
Yeah.
Plus, they have an exclusive that will help it sell in Japan, and it actually makes me want to look at Xbox One again. They got Platinum Games to make an exclusive game on Xbox One.
Oh, wow.
That surprised me at E3 last year. It's called Scale Down.
Mm-hmm.
It has that guy with the headphones, and it looks like Monster Hunter meets like a futuristic headphone-wearing protagonist or something.
Interesting.
But it's Platinum Games. There isn't one game that Platinum has made that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Did you ever get around to completing Bayonetta 2?
Not yet. I'm still at the very beginning.
I actually like it better than the first, I think.
Yeah, it feels like just a nice continuation of the first, like what a sequel ought to be.
Yeah, and the story actually ties into the first one, so it's good. Yeah. I just want to see a Bayonetta movie.
Well, they
made by
did make
Tarantino.
one.
Uma Thurman as Bayonetta. Joe Pesci as Enzo. Samuel L. Jackson as Rodin.
Yeah.
And who'd you cast as Luca, like the journalist guy?
Oh, I had a person.
I want to say Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, I had someone else in mind because he reminds me of someone. Maybe Jake Gyllenhaal a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that. Either Jake Gyllenhaal or Bradley Cooper would do good at that. It'd make for an interesting movie.
Yeah. I mean, especially if Tarantino's behind it.
Yeah.
They did make that anime movie, though.
Yeah, I still have to watch that. Should all get together and watch that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you guys have any closing thoughts about E3 before it begins?
I'm tired.
Yeah, it's definitely that. Do you feel like, are you guys on the hype train yet, or are you guys off it, or did you jump on it, jump off? Where are you guys at in terms of the hype train?
I'm looking forward to it, and I'm not painting my chest over it.
Yeah, there you go.
With Nintendo on it, Josh?
Someone actually made a sign at E3 2005 that said, "Drop the bomb, Iwata."
Oh yeah, I saw that Nintendo bar, yeah.
Yeah.
May they rest in peace, you know.
Right. Oh yes, may Nintendo Power rest in peace. I miss print media. I don't like digital.
I know.
Good old print media. Yeah, so hopefully we could do another one, and then I'd love to do a post E3 discussion.
Yeah, we're
and
gonna
then after that, I want to do next gen console discussion, which feels weird. It feels like we haven't had the Wii U that long, but we've actually. This November we'll have the Wii U for 3 years.
Well, I only had it for less than a year.
Well, yeah.
Because I just added the Sonic Boot or the Sonic or Sonic Boom.
Hey, next year is Sonic 06's 10th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
You know, it makes me want to go actually buy a 360 just to play that game, and then I'm like, wait, why would I want to do that?
Yeah, that game is the devil. Hey, Sega made that rest in peace as well, the old Sega.
I know.
Sega used to be one of the most competent developers out there. You had House of the Dead. You had Phantasy Star. You had
Shenmue.
Is it Shenmue? I thought it was Shenmue. How is it said?
I've heard it pronounced both ways.
I've always said Shenmue.
Like I said,
but yeah, I can see it pronounced as Shenmue. It's definitely Japanese, right?
Chinese.
Oh.
It technically takes place in China.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it would be Chinese. They had that. They had well, they still make Yakuza games, but it's more Japan only.
Mm-hmm.
Sega is just dead. It's kind of dead to me.
It's actually really depressing. Like when you look back on like even when you watch stuff like JonTron or the Angry Video Game Nerd, and you see them play these Sega games, and then you just remember, wow, Sega used to be the answer to Nintendo. I mean, they were what Sony is now.
Of course, JonTron
Just-
hasn't uploaded a video or an actual JonTron episode in months, so.
Yeah, he's very slow to upload.
Just like someone else.
Yeah, I have no schedule for my videos, so people can't complain I'm late if I don't tell people when I'm releasing videos.
Yeah.
I've been absent for 2 years, so I guess can't complain for me.
Yeah. I know. I've been telling algorefan4. I'm gonna give you the audio file soon. Don't worry. I'm gonna give you the audio file soon. I still haven't recorded it.
Yeah, I told him I was going to edit those videos for him because I got nothing better to do in my life.
Yeah, algorefan4 is now the video editor of Fugly.
That's awesome.
So yeah, like it's an easier system. Like I watched that MatPat video of it wasn't the behind the scenes or whatever. It's like the making of a game theory episode, and he listed the 6 steps, and it was basically just him and Ronnie talking.
Yeah.
That's kind of what Andrew and I will become.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so we're excited about it. Hopefully it'll take the channel a little bit further. I gained a new subscriber recently.
Well, that's neat.
Cool. Yeah, it's just in this flooded market of YouTube, it's so hard to get noticed.
I was going to say, I know a lot of people complain that they can't really get noticed as easily as they used to be able to, but...
Yeah, that's why
That's what I'm saying. Review Tech USA should not leave YouTube. Because I know he wants to be a music producer. I don't think he's going to go far in that.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't even upload on his music channel. I checked it out. He has like 2 or 3 videos, and he hasn't uploaded in like a year.
He needs to stick with Review Tech USA, in my opinion.
But one thing I will say though, and this is besides the oversaturation, the main reason why I didn't get into this gaming stuff is it is a bubble and a fad, and it will burst. And
I've been waiting for people doing Let's Plays to burst for years, and it still hasn't happened, so...
I think it will burst one day. I think this fad will die out. It could be 5 years from now. It could be
I said that when PewDiePie started coming out and becoming popular.
Yeah.
Maybe Twitch will take on YouTube.
Yeah, especially with that, but that's why I've been so hesitant for the gaming stuff, because just everyone else is doing it, and I'd just be another drip in the ocean.
See, that's kind of not how I think. I just kind of think I'm just going to do what I want to do, and if anyone likes it, then they can watch it. If not,
Well, you're kind of all over the place. Didn't you like go into this huge like gay rights fight with Cowger or something like that? I can't remember his name.
Okay.
That guy, like I remember, you led a big like revolution against that guy.
A bunch of people did. He was like view botting for a while. There were those allegations, and nobody could ever prove it.
He was what?
He was buying views.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
Please go into detail about that.
I don't know how people do it. If I knew how to do it, I would have done it years ago.
I know. So I said, please go into detail.
No, I haven't uploaded an actual video in like months, and the last one I did was that cheat engine video thing where I corrupted N64 games.
Yeah. Well,
Because
I will have the audio files hopefully sometime before E3.
the N64 is like harder than heck to corrupt, so.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Game Boy, because the Game Boy actually gives a crap, and we'll actually check in and say, oh, hey.
All right. Well, I think that was a pretty good discussion. It was kind of off topic, but you know, we had some stuff about E3, and when the actual date, let's see. I know it begins on a Monday, even though Google starts tomorrow. Google has a thing tomorrow, so if you guys want to talk about that tomorrow, we can.
Probably the 11th, I guess, for E3.
Say, isn't it like a week or two from now?
Yeah, it's like it feels like it's gonna be 2 weeks from Monday.
Yeah, the only thing I really have coming up is Mia's graduation party, but
It's June 16th through the 18th.
well, I'm not gonna say we do like a recap every day, but maybe like at the end or towards the middle we can do one, and then maybe at the end.
I was thinking about like when the conference is over, we can do like a big jumbo recap of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's June 16th through the 18th.
I was gonna say, then we can do it that way as opposed to doing one every day and.
Yeah. So just a little over 2 weeks then.
Because I would just be concerned we would hit burnout and just never want to do that again.
Yeah. Luckily, broadcasting live, since you don't have to put any work into it, like these are so easy to pump out.
Yeah.
Like I almost want to do like all my videos like this now because it's so easy. And the best part is it takes up no memory on my computer.
Well, and it also was fun too. And also, I'm actually making a video. I haven't done that in a long time.
What are you making a video of, Josh?
Yeah, like I don't know if you guys can see, but over here on my panel, like I have all these different options. Like I have a showcase, I have a Q&A section.
Yeah, I got a bunch
of have cameraman option, control room. You guys can see that?
Yeah, are you still live, or did you stop streaming?
Yeah. Do you guys see the stop broadcast button, or is that only my power?
No, it just says live. I don't have any controls.
Because right next to where it says live, it has the stop broadcast option.
Are we still streaming? Because I don't think we should go with that off topic.
Yep, we are, and we just lost our viewer. I think he... That was cool, we gained a viewer.
I'm surprised he or she stayed on for as long as they did.
Yeah. Well, we got into some pretty deep topics, so there's that.
Philosophy topics.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to try to watch the Google thing tomorrow. I think it's at noon.
I can't guarantee
if you guys are wanting to see what Google's going to put out, I don't have any links to it, but I'm sure you can Google the Google conference and see what it is.
I gotta say, I follow Google's YouTube account, so they should just tell me. Yeah.
All right. Well, hope you guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, hopefully.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep.
Good night, guys.
Good night.